Hello? Hello? Testing? Testing?
Testing. 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 Here we go. Ready to go. Here we are. All right. Let's just make... can we make this a little better?
I have a problem with my iPhone.
I have a problem with my iPhone. I have a problem with my iPhone. Here we go. Test it. There we go. Yeah, I believe this is good. All right. Ready? On your mark. And...
TechWise, this is Ira.
Hi, I had a question about a problem I was having with my iPhone. Do you do iPhone repair?
To a point. What's up with it?
Yeah, so I did something really stupid. It's an iPhone 6. It's probably out of warranty. It's like 2 years old. I couldn't get my headphone plug out of it, so I kept pulling on it, and now the plug is stuck in the jack. Is that something that you would be able to fix?
No, unfortunately not. The headphone jack is basically hard soldered directly into the logic board.
Okay, so you're saying that on the iPhone 6, the headphone jack is hard soldered. It's soldered directly on the motherboard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not on a separate cable that then connects to the motherboard?
I don't believe so, no.
Huh.
It's not one of the parts that they supply
I
to me.
probably read something wrong online because I read some silly do-it-yourself article where they showed the headphone jack was on this little cable attached to the charge port, and then that plugs into the motherboard. But, I mean, again, the internet is full of misinformation.
Truthfully, it's possible, but I can't get that part.
Yeah. All right.
They will ship me receivers, and there's certain parts that they will ship and certain parts that they just don't ship. Yeah. You basically have to send it to Apple.
Yeah. All right, so what would be my option? Let's say if through you, like, would I be able to get the phone replaced, or is there any option other than just buying another one?
We would have to send it to Apple. You're looking at 4 to 5 days turnaround time and $299.
Okay, so $299 and about 3 to 4 days. I have one more question. Would they preserve the data, or should I back it up before having the phone swapped?
You should definitely back it up. They don't guarantee that they can do anything as far as the data goes, and in many cases, they just clear the phone even if it doesn't seem like it's necessary.
All right, thanks a lot. You've been really helpful.
As far as I know, they're going to replace the logic board, which means your data is going to go with it.
Oh, jeez.
You'll probably end up with a different phone.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, you have a good day.
So, $299. You don't get to keep your data. It takes 4 to 5 days. But the best part of it all is that the authorized place says that the headphone jack is soldered directly to the motherboard. I will leave you to open up an iPhone 6 and tell me if that's true. But that is the argument. That is the argument that they are sticking to. Now, let's try unauthorized repair. Let's see if we get any different result. So that was authorized as my first call, and now we're going to call some unauthorized.
But let's just go back and make sure I'm a little less identifiable.
Hi, shop. I can help you.
Hi, do you fix iPhone 6s?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I did something really stupid with mine. I tugged too hard on my headphones, and now the plug is pretty much stuck in the headphone jack. Is there any way to fix or replace that?
There's a couple of ways we can do it. Either we can fish it out of there, which doesn't work every time, but we can definitely give that a shot first. That's the cheapest way. Okay. Worst case scenario, we could always swap out that port on the bottom and just give you a new port, and then that would work. So
right, I always figured that the worst case scenario is most likely what's going to happen. So what would that cost if you had to swap out the whole board?
It's a 6, right?
Yeah, it's an iPhone 6, not the 6S.
Okay, so it is $50 plus tax.
Okay, so $50. And one last question. I just called one of the Apple Authorized places, and they told me that the headphone jack is soldered directly onto the motherboard of the phone. But I always thought it was
That's
some little
not true.
separate piece that plugs in. So is it actually soldered?
Yeah,
or
that's not
I'm
true.
just a little nervous.
It's not on a 6. That's not true.
Okay, so the Apple Authorized place told me something that wasn't true.
So basically, the way that even the Genius Bar, they just kind of spread misinformation to make you use their services.
That's what I was figuring. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've fixed I think 5 charge ports at least this week, so it's not really it's pretty common.
All right, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Yep.
Right, have a good one. Have a nice day.
I actually tried doing this pre-recorded earlier today without a live stream, and places were actually recognizing me, so this is what the plugin and all this stuff is for. But okay, so let's go over this. So the authorized place at $299, they told me that the thing is soldered to the board, which, by the way, that's not just one place. Jessa had the same thing told to her. So if you go over to Jessa's channel at iPad Rehab, I'm sure she's going to upload something where somebody from an Apple Authorized place told her that the headphone jack is soldered onto the board, which obviously is not true. So they, 4 days, $299, they replaced the entire phone, which is incredibly wasteful because of a headphone jack. Unauthorized place, they will try to fish it out, which admittedly never works. But their worst case scenario is $50 to simply replace the port. And they told the truth. They told the truth, which is that it is not soldered onto the motherboard. So the unauthorized place in this case so far knows more than the authorized place. Let's go on to some other types of issues like Touch IC and see what they say. So we have a couple of other places we're going to call about Touch IC and data as soon as the bubble wrap noise has gone away. How dare you do your job? How dare you do your job? All right. So let's call another one. But first, we have to
return to unrecognizable. For all of you that say, oh, you like attention, you love when you get in the front page of Reddit, dude, you made me spend a half hour looking for vocal changing plugins so I could do stuff like this. I liked it better when I was unknown. All right, so we're going to call some other places here. What can we get? Let's see. What should we do next?
Thank you for calling Graphite, Madison's only Apple Premier partner. If you know your party's extension, enter it now.
Sucks.
For Graphite West on University Avenue.
Next. I hate IVRs. By the way, if you have an IVR, the only circumstance under which you should have an IVR is if you have so much business that you just I can't afford, I don't know where I'm going to park 3 yachts. I only have enough space to park 2, because most people are just going to hang up as soon as they get to it.
Thanks for calling CityMac, your Apple and Verizon headquarters. Please listen to the following options, as our menu has recently changed. If you know your party's extension, you can dial it at any time. To connect with one of our store locations, press 0. For corporate or educational sales, press 2. For more information about CityMac, including our locations, hours of operation, and the services we offer, check out our website at www.citymac.com. To reach our stores in Washington, press 1. To reach our Bellingham store, press 1. To reach our Burlington store, press 2. Welcome to CityMac. Please hold while we connect you with the next available Apple products professional.
This is painful. was pain. All right, next.
Hello.
Hi, do you fix iPhones?
Excuse me?
Do you guys fix iPhones? I just want to make sure I don't have the wrong number.
Oh, this is the for the Apple Store. You got sent back to the wrong department. Let me look here. Oh, yeah, the phones are directed to the back office. Let me change this in the system. All right, so if you could possibly call right back, it'll ring to the front, which is the Apple side, and they'll get you taken care of.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just call back in a second. Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you very much.
This is hard.
This is Jordan, Request Tech.
Hi, do you guys fix iPhones?
Do we fix, what was that again?
iPhones?
Yes, we do.
All right, I'm having a silly problem with my iPhone 6 Plus. I'm wondering if you could help me with it. Every now and then I get these flickering bars on the top of the screen, and when I do, I can't touch anything on the phone. I can't select anything. If I bend the phone a little bit, it starts working again, but then it just dies again in a half hour.
If you bend the phone?
Yeah, like if it's moved, or if I have it in my hand and I hold it, squeeze it really hard, or it'll start working again. But then it just dies again in a half hour. You'll still see stuff on the screen, but you'll see flickering bars on the top of the screen, and the touch function won't work.
Okay. I don't know. The first thing I would try to do is probably... I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The first thing I would probably attempt to do is probably a hard reset to factory settings and then restore your phone. Have you backed your phone up recently?
No, I haven't backed it up recently. That's the problem.
And are you not able to do that now?
I can't, just because I can't enter in my passcode. That's the thing.
So the lines are still there now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't really reset the phone or anything like that, I guess the next step would be us taking it apart and making sure that all your wires are seated correctly, and maybe reseat a few to see if that would fix the problem.
Yeah. The thing is, one of the things that I did is I thought it was a screen issue, so I took it to some other place. It wasn't an Apple Authorized place, and they tried swapping the screen, and it was pretty much the exact same thing. It would just have flickering bars in the top of the screen. So they said that it was most likely some motherboard issue.
Right, and then
they just didn't have the tool to solder. They said it was something like some touch IC thing, but they just didn't have the tools there to solder it. So they said maybe I could contact somebody else that may be able to do that.
We don't do soldering, but did you keep the screen on there that they replaced for you?
No, they put them. It's still, the original screen is still on the phone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't really give you any more guidance until we actually open it and see what's going on.
All right. So what would you be able to do? I guess, what's the worst case thing I'm looking at? Let's say it's the worst possible thing. Let's say it is a motherboard issue, I guess.
If it's a motherboard issue, then we would have to order one and then just replace it. But that's pretty pricey. So, I mean, it may be better to just get a new device.
Do you know how much it would be, let's say, to replace it? Again, I just want to play. I prefer to plan for the worst, just in case.
The phone.
Yeah. So let's say I wanted to. So let's say I wanted to go ahead with that, like the worst case scenario.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me consult with a few others.
Sure. Chances are they're going to know that this policy is 149 on Apple's website.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, so what we would have to do was we would mail it to Apple themselves, and they would replace the board for you, and it'd be $150.
Oh, $150. All right, that's
yeah, that wasn't too bad. If that's
Oh.
the issue, though. So I'm assuming that
yeah.
would be the issue.
Yeah, because that seemed, you said it maybe not be worth it, but that actually might be worth it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that would be worth it. And you said you had a 6 Plus, correct?
Yeah, it was a 6 Plus.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I was just probably thinking about computers for a second. That's why I was saying it's pretty pricey. But yeah, for a phone.
No. Thank you very
Go
much.
ahead.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, yeah, so have a good day.
You as well.
All right, that place deserves some credit. That place deserves some credit because they're the only one that I've called so far that actually knew about this. So thumbs up. Like that's an authorized place that actually knew what they're doing. That's cool. I really wasn't expecting to find one of those. So Quest Technical Services, 2 thumbs up. You were so far the only Apple authorized place I've called that actually gave me the quote from their website. Every other place we called yesterday did not know the 149 option existed. Let's continue down the list. Thumbs up, Quest Technical Services. Oklahoma knows their stuff. All right. Where else should we go here? And this is live. I'm not going to edit out all the stuff where they actually do a good job. All right.
Hello, and thank you for calling Create More. Please listen carefully as options have changed. Please also visit us on the web at www.createmore.com. To reach our showroom, please select 1. To reach our repair center, please select 2. To schedule an on-site appointment or reach our on-site technicians, please select 3. To reach our business solutions team, please.
Boring. Next. I'm not clicking through another fucking IVR. Next. We're going to try a 6 next, because the 6 isn't covered. So let's see what their option is there. I'm going to get a little bit meaner on this. Because do keep in mind, the same touch IC and the same general board materials are used in the 6 as the 6 Plus. Oh, fine. Check, check. Check, check.
Mobile Kangaroo, I can help you.
Hi, I was having an issue with my iPhone 6. Do you fix iPhones?
What's going on with it?
So I get these flickering bars in the top of the screen. It's an iPhone 6. And every time I get the flickering bars, when I tap on the screen, I get no touch response from anything. So I just can't unlock it. I can't open applications. Very rarely it'll work, but 10 seconds later I'll get the bars.
That's not a 6 Plus, it's a regular 6?
Yeah, it's a regular 6. I went to some other place just because I thought it was the screen, and they replaced the screen, and they said it is the same thing. So they put my original screen back on, and they just said they couldn't fix it.
Right. Yeah. So that's more common on a 6 Plus. It's known as the Touch IC issue on a iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. On a 6 is quite rare, but we've seen it. And if you see the flickering horizontal bar at the top and the multi-touch issue persists, it is a Touch IC issue. It's more related to the logic board. Now, we're an Apple authorized provider, so what happens is Apple is recognizing the issue and allowing you to replace the entire phone for our screen repair price. Our screen repair price is $139 for the 6, and essentially what happens is they just give you a new one in exchange for that one.
Okay, so for $139, they'll give me a new phone, or refurbished, or something like that. Okay, now I have one question, and I have one scary question for you. So I haven't backed this thing up in a long time. I know, very stupid. Is there any way to get the data off of it since there's no touch functionality at all? I can't log in with passcode.
You gotta hope that at one point or another you can still log in to hook it up to iTunes to initiate the backup.
All right, so if I'm not able to type in the PIN, is there no way to Because I mean, I'm probably misinformed because I've been reading these blogs on the internet. But is there any way to replace the touch ICs on my existing board so that I can get my data back, or am I just kind of screwed if I can't use it again?
Yeah. There might be somebody, some kind of I don't know, highly tech engineer out there that might be able to fix the touch IC on the logic board itself. I don't recommend it, but I mean, if the data is really important, then I guess you could attempt it. You can also check on your iCloud.com account to see if your backup is actually made. A lot of times, you don't realize you actually have an iCloud backup because it happens automatically in the background.
Okay,
so
I
would check that.
I have 2 more questions for you, and I'm sorry for being so annoying. I guess the first one is,
No, that's okay.
why is it that you wouldn't recommend having the touch IC replaced unless I really, really need? So why is that not the recommended thing? And the second is, would there be anybody that is Apple authorized that would be able to retrieve the data or do that type of service? Even if let's say I was willing to pay more money, I just really needed the data. Is there an Apple authorized place?
Yeah.
Let's say if I had like $300 or $1,000 or $2,000 that could do that for me?
So the reason why it's not ideal is because multiple reasons really. If somebody goes in there and tries to solder on whatever they need to solder on to repair that logic board, it could be possible that it goes array and you lose everything. You don't want to take that. But I mean, at that point, you really have no choice, I guess, because you can't get it out anyway. I mean, there are physically your data's in there. It's just that you need the touchscreen to access to get into it. There's no Apple authorized provider that would do that. It's not an Apple.
There's pretty much no way in the Apple authorized ecosystem to get the data, regardless of price.
Exactly. Yeah, the data is kind of just an unknown for us.
Did you hear that?
There are
No
ways you
Apple
can
authorized
recover
option
the
for any amount of
data.
money to get data.
There's a place called Drive Savers. I think they charge over. Yeah, they charge over $1,500, but I don't even know if they'll be able to do it either because you have a passcode on the phone most likely, and you need a screen to access it. Yeah, you're going to need a screen to access it. So, but I mean, you want to check your iCloud first. You might have a backup before we go too far here.
Yeah,
you might already have a backup.
I checked. There's nothing there. I'm an idiot.
All
right, well, thank you very much for your time. I logged into my account. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for this. I guess.
No worries.
I feel kind of screwed, but I feel better for some reason. Thank you.
Yeah, try Drive Savers. I mean, there might be. I don't know their exact pricing, so there might be a way.
Drive Savers is a $1,500 touch IC. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. No problem.
I actually felt a little depressed there for a second
because I got into the mindset of being the customer of Apple. Okay, it's not my phone. I have an SD card. I use Android. My data recovery is dink, doop. All right, so let's go over this. So the first place actually agreed to fix the iPhone 6 for $139. Now, this is interesting. Here's why this is interesting. Because their own program only covers the 6 Plus, not the 6. So yesterday when we were calling places, even for the 6 Plus, they were quoting us $349 when Apple said $149. The other place said for the iPhone 6, which is not part of the program, that they will fix the entire thing for $139, which is actually better than Apple's policy. So it's really interesting how the policy changes depending on which Apple authorized place you're talking to. But I guess the point I really want to hammer home here is that if you need the data off the phone, let's say that you were having issues with your provider, maybe you had the power outage in your house or something, or the iCloud wasn't working, and you're in a rural area where you can't always get data, and something happens to your phone, through authorized options, you're screwed. And one of the really important reasons for independent repair is, again, you can send this phone to like Jessa at iPad Rehab, and for like $150, what does she charge? Like $150, $250, somewhere around there. You have a working phone again, and you get your data. Now they said one of the reasons they don't recommend Touch IC replacement is because if it goes wrong, you can destroy the entire phone. But what I do want to draw your attention to here is that what they do is they take your phone and they throw away the old board anyway. So with independent repair, there's a small chance of getting screwed. But with the authorized option, there's a 110% chance that you're getting screwed. Let's find a couple more places and call and see what we get. But yeah, of course, we're not getting as good as we are yesterday. Yesterday's was great. $349 for the 6, which was clearly in violation of this own policy. But I'm kind of curious if I could find another one that's doing that, mainly because I'm too lazy to edit it out of yesterday's video. Let's see. There's too much in live chat for me to read all this. Someone says, I will do Touch IC for $9.99. I will undercut. I will do it for $7.99. Yeah. And Time Warner hasn't cut off my stream yet. That's surprising. Okay, let's see. Let's find some other areas. We're going to find some other Apple Authorized centers and see what we get. But yeah, that one place in Oklahoma, like, they were really on point. They were on point. That guy was on point, I got to say. Give credit where credit is due. Just because they're Apple doesn't mean that they're all bad. What's next? We got to get some middle of nowhere location. Yeah, let's... Excuse me. There's just a bunch of Best Buys. I'm not going to call Best Buys. It's going to be painful to call Best Buys. That's not even fair. It's not even fair to Apple to call Best Buy. I'm purposely ignoring Best Buy just because that's mean. Okay. Let's just
Turn back on my disguise here.
Good afternoon, Visual Dynamics. How can I help you?
Hi, do you fix iPhones?
We do.
Okay, I have a silly issue happening with my iPhone 6, so I'm getting these, I guess these flickering bars down the top of the screen, and the touch screen isn't working, so I can't type in my passcode or anything like that. I went someplace else to try to replace the screen, and they said it didn't fix it, so they put my old screen back in, and they said it may be some type of board issue or something. I was just curious, I guess, what are my options, and are you able to help with this?
Well, if a third party's worked on it, we generally can't take those back in, but if it's got the original parts and they haven't damaged any other components in the phone, we may be able to send it to Apple for a whole unit swap. It's not super cheap on the 6s. I believe it runs about $300 before tax.
Okay, so it'll be $300. Now, here's one question for you. So I haven't backed this up, and I can't back it up because I can't type in the passcode. Is there any way to get the data off of it? Because I don't have it backed up to iCloud, unfortunately. Or
if it hasn't been backed up already, there's no way to do a new backup to it unless you've got some way to get into the phone.
Is there any? I guess is there any option through an Apple Authorized Center if I'm willing to spend more than $300 to get the data?
No, there's no way to pull that data off. If it doesn't exist anywhere else, it's only existing on the phone. There's no way to pull that backwards off.
Is there any way to fix the existing board in the phone in order to get the data off of it through, let's say, if I was willing to spend $1,000 or $2,000 at an Apple Authorized Center, there's no way to get... All right.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So I guess the next thing we should address is when it's called Apple Authorized Repair, that only Apple Authorized Centers should be allowed to repair. I guess one really important point here is that they don't. The first person that we called didn't even, I mean, they weren't aware of how the headphone jack is put on the phone. And they really, there's no reason to know because they don't fix. And this person said we don't fix it. And again, it's not an issue of money, because that's the thing I bring up all the time, because people say, it's not economical for these places to do this, that, or the other, which is why I'll throw out if I have $600 or $900 or $2,000, is there an option? Because the issue now is not that the option is very pricey, it's that through an authorized party, there is no option at all. And this is, I guess, getting to the real root of the issue. I feel like calling more at the headphone jack thing, because that's just, let's see. The headphone jack one is funny. Let's get some others in here. Okay, I gotta put on my robe and my wizard hat. Let's get on my robe and my wizard hat.
There we go. Anyone remember that? That those Blood Ninja, those stupid Blood Ninja like AOL conversations that got posted like 12 years ago. I put on my robe and my wizard. Oh, I'm being an idiot. 12673.
Calling Core, Tampa-based Apple specialists. If you are calling about repair or upgrade for your Apple product, press 1 to speak with a technician in our office. If you are a business or other organization looking for IT services or consulting, press 2. If you are an existing client in need of technical support, please email support@813core.com to open a ticket. For Nate Seinel.
Thank you for calling Core. Ryan speaking.
Hi, I was just curious if you did an iPhone repair.
What kind of iPhone repair?
I have an iPhone 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I broke it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Like cracked screen or like not turn it on or what's going on with it?
Cracked screen, pretty much.
Cracked screen. So those we all have to send out to Apple. So if you're looking to, the only place that's going to do an on-site repair is going to be the Apple Store.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, so you're okay. So just for the iPhones, so you don't do the iPhone screen repair there?
That's correct. Yeah, I can do like batteries and some components inside of there, but
which one of you
if there's anything wrong with
iPhones?
the screen and all, I have to send those out to Apple.
Did I not choose the wrong fucking drop down? Okay, so what do you know what the cost and the turnaround time would be for that? Like worst case scenario for the cracked screen?
Cracked screen. Let's see here. It's an iPhone 6.
Yeah, it's an iPhone 6. It's not the 6S.
Okay. Let's see.
All these people do is mail forwarding, as URAS says in chat. This is mail forwarding.
So turnaround time is usually about a week, and then iPhone
1
6
week.
screen only repair through me is $149.
Okay, it's $149. All right. Is this one? So I had went to a local Apple store and they had said it was $109. The only they just didn't want to do it because my corner was bent. So I guess is the higher rate because of the bent corner, or is that why it has to be sent out? And also, can you fix it if the corner is bent in?
So if the Apple retail store wouldn't do it, then when I send it out, they're going to requote it to the full $299 or $329. My pricing is a little more because it's got to be shipped out and everything, versus it's cheaper to do it in the Apple store because there's no shipping or anything involved. But if that corner is super dented, when I ship it out, they're just going to requote it up to $329 or something.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Okay, just see, I'm not fucking around here. What I did is I went to Apple's website and product service, I chose iPhone. So I just went here, I went service, I typed in Florida, I went to iPhone, I hit AT&T, and I hit go. So it's not like I chose something else. I chose iPhone. These are supposed to be the people that fix the iPhones. And again, it's probably not even that guy's fault. For all I know, that his balls are in a vice by Apple. I don't, and that's just to make something clear here. I don't blame any one of these providers. I don't blame the provider. I blame Apple because there's most likely some reason that he's sending it out rather than doing it in store, and it's most likely because Apple has his balls in a vice. Again, that's just a guess. That's an opinion, not a fact, not a known certainty. That's just my independent guess. But again, this is a really important point to bring up. The reason this is important to bring up is because when you say that independent places should not be allowed to repair, only authorized should, it's really important to bring up the fact that the authorized place won't actually fix your phone. It's also really important to bring up that the Apple authorized place will charge you, let's see, Apple charges $109. I'm pretty sure, let's just see if I could find that on Apple's site. iPhone 6, cracked screen. Site apple.com. So I'm pretty sure that on Apple's own website they advertise that for $109. Let's take a look here and see. See pricing for iPhone models. Here we go. All right. So iPhone. Oh wow, they actually. I think they raised it. Did they raise it? Because this used to be $109. Interesting. Okay, so iPhone 6 is 129 now. It used to be, my mistake, I haven't checked the site in a while. I thought this used to be 109, now it's 129. Either way, that guy's charging 149 for it. But the really interesting thing is that if you've bent the corner, they won't bend it back. So this is something that's very common. It happened ever since the iPhone 5 series. So the iPhone 3, 3GS, the 4, the 4S, you never needed to bend out corners to fit in a new screen. It was unheard of. It was never necessary. And then with the iPhone 5, Apple started using these terrible cases with the 5, the 5S, the 6, and so on, where the case would bend inwards, and then you couldn't fit a new screen. And it was for everybody who fixes iPhone screens, you realize this is something that really started with the 5. And there are tools that exist. The G tool exists. It's like $50 or $100. It allows you to return it to factory. Or you have my preferred method, which is a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. Again, we all have our preferences, but as long as you get the job done, as long as the corner is secure, as long as it's not bending inwards and flexing the phone screen, you're fine. It's a totally doable repair. As many people with the G tool will testify, if you can have a bend in the corner and you can still bend that, you can fix that perfectly. But you know who can't fix that perfectly? The Apple Authorized Reseller. Actually, I shouldn't say that because the Apple Authorized Reseller is just mailing it. Once he mails it to the place that will actually do the repair, they'll say, we have to swap it out because the corner's a little bent. And again, really important point to bring up is that they're not actually doing a repair of your device. They are replacing it for the slightest of reasons. Let's see. Wow, there is a lot in chat here. It's 129. Yeah, they raised it. Yeah, shows you how much I keep in touch with iPhone screen repair prices. I kind of want to do more headphone jack ones. I really want to do some more headphone jack ones because that's just fun. That's just fun. I mean, like this $349 for the headphone jack. I don't know why I have so much fun with that, but that is fun. Let's get some going here. Let's see if anybody will give me something different. But before I do that, I have to put on my robe and my wizard hat. So let's just get on my... Okay, that's my robe.
And that's my wizard hat. Alrighty. Robe and wizard hat. Gotta make sure we are in our disguise.
Thank you for calling GatorTech, an Apple Premier Partner. Your source for Apple sales, service, training, and more. This call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. For store hours and directions, press 1. For service, press 2. For sales and training, press... If you are a commercial or business client, please press 1 to be connected to our business team. For phone troubleshooting of your Apple product, press 2 for information about... If you purchased AppleCare on your new device or are still within the first 90 days of purchase, you're eligible for complimentary phone support by calling AppleCare at 1-800-APL-CARE. That's 800-275-2273. Press pound to hear this again, or press star to go back to the previous menu.
I want to go to the previous menu. Okay, so I'm just going to assume that the place that I called here, there's no way to contact them because of the shitty IVR, and hang up. Next. Those things are their customer service, they're sales killers. Like, there's no faster way to kill your sales than using an IVR, truthfully. If you want less business to flow in, if you want to make less money year after year, just get an IVR. Okay. 904-559-3537. Oh, that's the wrong number. That's Turkey. I almost called Turkey.
Thank you for calling Tech Genius. How can I help you?
Hi, I just wanted to know if you fixed iPhones.
We do, but we're partnered with Apple, so we have to follow certain policies. That being, we have to mail it out, actually.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is something you can help with. So I was at the gym and I accidentally tugged on the headphone plug, and now I guess the plug of the headphone is stuck in the jack, but there's nothing for me to pull it out by. Is that something that you can replace, or?
We can replace the headphone. Well, a headphone jack? No, actually, I don't think we can replace that. If it was the battery port, yes. But I would recommend personally getting a pair of tweezers and try wiggle it out.
Yeah, I tried that, and I went to Home Depot, and the guy spent like a half hour with something. He was really helpful, but he said that that's stuck in there.
Otherwise, I don't think so. Otherwise, I'm sorry.
All right, no worries. So just out of curiosity, I guess, what would my options be if I wanted to have it done through you? Like worst case scenario.
Well, worst case scenario, it would probably be a whole unit replacement. In which, if they can't get it out, then actually, that's what Apple does. We would have to mail it out to them, and they'd probably send you back a whole new phone unless we can get it out ourselves.
All right, now this is out of warranty, so like, what would the cost be on that? Because I know this is over a year old.
What version of it is?
It's an iPhone 6. I got it at least 2 years ago. There's no Apple Care on that anymore.
If we had to replace the whole thing, and and even we were unable to get it out, you were looking at $299.99 plus tax.
All right, so $299 plus tax. Now, just out of curiosity, and I'm sorry for being a pain in the ass, I've just been reading too much stuff on the internet. I've heard that there's like the charging port in the headphones is on a separate cable that plugs into the board. Is there any way to just replace that thing without replacing the whole phone? I feel so bad for this guy. He hates working for.
Let me look at something real fast.
He doesn't want to be limited by this system. He wants to help me, and that's the point I want to get across. Like, they're not bad people. They want to help, but they're tied into this. Their balls are in a vice grip. Ken, opinion. My opinion. Their balls are in a vice grip by the Apple system. He really wants to help. He really does. Like, people are innately good. Technicians are innately good, but he can't. He can't. He's not allowed. They'll tie the vice grip, and his balls will belong to Tim Cook. Damn, 1,200 viewers. Wow. There's such cognitive dissonance here. Like, from the very beginning of the call, I want you to understand that. From the very beginning of the call, he couldn't stand the fact, like, he had to open the call saying, yes, we do, but we have to follow Apple's guidelines. So in other words, yes, we do fix them, but we follow Apple's guidelines, so we probably can't do shit for you. Like, he really wants to help. He hates that he has to follow these guidelines. He hates that he has to give this scripted answer. This is not even just about independent repair centers. This is about the own Apple. This is about the authorized service centers themselves wishing that they could offer you better service. He wants to replace that $5 or $10 cable. I hope your outgoing is muted. Of course it is. What kind of noob do you take me for?
Sir, unfortunately, we can't do that. We can't just replace the audio ports, even though they are separate.
All right, no worries. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for your help.
Not a problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Jess is the only one complaining about the audio. Grandma.
Turn up your volume, Grandma. Clean the wax out of your ears, Grandma. All right, so I think we've done. I could do this all day, but I don't really want this to be a 2 or 5 hour long video, and I hope I've gotten my point across here. I guess, long story short, there are some Apple authorized places out there that just genuinely don't care, don't even know what's going on inside these devices. But there are ones out there that do care. They want to give you good service. They want to be able to help you, but their hands are completely tied. And this is why we need this right to repair bill. Because as you can see, again, if you want to make any argument against independent repair, call up authorized repair centers. Again, this isn't made up shit. I'm just going through Apple's site. Just going through their own site, and we're just looking. Like, I'm just going through their locations here. Like, I'm just going through the locations that are listed on their own site. Actually, I guess I should call Sonny. Let's see what Sonny would say. Let's see. What would Sonny say for Touch IC?
We got confirmation, by the way.
Huh?
Someone called. He's authorized by Apple, and he said they make them ship it out.
Yeah, I know. Again, what I'm saying is it's not that the people at the Apple authorized place. It's Apple that do this. Yeah, exactly. It's Apple that do this. It's them. Yeah. They're the crooks. My opinion. No lawsuit. All right. In my opinion, let's see what Sonny has to say. Actually, crap, I took off my plugin. His receptionist is going to recognize me. Ravi. Why did I take off the plugin? Chain after 5. Chain after 7.
Okay. No, that's wrong. That's too far.
All right, that's my wizard hat. Now I gotta put on my cape. Wizard hat and cape. All right. Last one. Last one. I gotta actually get some work done because I haven't gotten shit done today, this afternoon. It's hard to get work done when you're calling and trolling. What Lewis using for voice changing? I'm using Rovi. It's a
for Mac, how can we help you?
Hey, I'm having a problem with my iPhone 6. I just wanted to know if you'd be able to help me with it.
Yeah, what's going on?
So I'm getting these flickering bars in the top of the screen, and I can't put anything in I can't type my passcode in. And I went to the Apple store, and they said that there's no way to fix it or to get the data without replacing it. I just need the data. I don't even care about the phone. Is there any way you could help me with that?
Yeah, the data recovery for that is $245.
All right.
I'm sorry?
So it's fixable?
Yes, it is fixable. I think since it is just that issue and the screen's not damaged, it might be closer to $200.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. By the way, Sonny?
Yep.
Sonny, you're on stream. You answered the right question. We're trolling.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's Lewis.
Yeah, what's up, Lewis?
Oh, we're trolling. Yeah, I called the Apple guy, and they said for $2,000 they can't get my data. So I wanted to call you just to prove that you can.
Yeah.
You passed.
Okay.
I gotta get. You're awesome, Sonny. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
I gotta get Sonny something. I just wasted his time. Yeah, I'm not gonna troll Sonny. Okay, so that's it. I think we've gotten the point across here today. So again, I've for all of you Apple authorized places who actually do want to offer good service, I feel for you. I really do, and I know it's not you. I know it's your, in my opinion, very oppressive people above you. But yeah, right to repair bill. Talk to your legislatures, talk to your assembly people, talk to your senators. This is important because again, today it's just stupid little phone crap, but someday it's going to be everything, and that is not a world that I want to live in.